The following contains adult subject matter and language that may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised. In other words, there's going to be a lot of fucking cussing.
Ah, Rose knows.
Unless we sound like old dirty ass motherfucker.
Rowe shit hit different.
Rowe take a long time, man. I hate these artistic dudes.
He's coming.
Yeah, what's Rowe?
Come on, Rowe.
You can still do the banter.
I know they mad. They can't stop. Number one soundtrack in the world. Black on. Living the number one movie for making records. Making the whole vibe. VHS making the soundtrack. I told y'all to run the movie. I told y'all I'm gonna show y'all how to clean your dirty money up with good money. Invest into yourself.
Damn, I ain't getting nothing to drink.
My pocket gave me 50.
This is the Kind of Famous Podcast. I'm your host, that's Rowe. New week, new episode. I think this is episode 133. I don't know. It's a quarantine. Who knows? I don't even know what day it is. NBA Famous Pod. Rowe is famous on Twitter and Instagram. Kind of Famous Pod on Facebook. Go there. Arrow Films personal website. You can go check out what I got in store. If you have not seen Stay Home short film, go watch it. Stay Home shortfilm.com. Critically acclaimed. Means they really fucking with it. It's an isolation coronavirus short film. I'm currently working on a new film, so my mind has already escaped away from Stay Home. But if you have not seen it, go watch it. Like I said, it's critically acclaimed. People fucking with it from all walks of life. I'm fucking around, get famous instead of kind of famous on y'all ass. But yeah, this week we got a guest. Last show we had Brittany on. The therapist, and that got a little rambunctious on a fact-finding mission. To this day, regardless of what y'all heard in that conversation, regardless of what at least wisdom or advice or whatever I tried to give, to this day she still don't trust shit, even when facts are facts. You can't tell anyone 2 + 2 is 4 anymore. But this week we got a professional podcaster, Zio.
You're
Of the Zio and Rome podcast. What's up, Zio?
what's up? Long time no talk. Oh, on the actual podcast.
Yeah, on the actual pod. Zio been trying to get me to take pictures and shit.
I'm trying to put you out there. Get that sexy going, you know? Show it to the world.
You know, I'm honestly working on trying to be a what they call that shit, a sex
symbol?
Yeah, a sex symbol out here.
I see you. You gotta mix it up. You know, have the caption be a little deep, looking off in the picture. It's working. I see you.
The look off? Now I see.
Mm-hmm.
Now I see why the model, like the female models, they always love doing the little walk off video.
A little mystery joint.
Yeah, but like, hold on, what they do? The only difference between the look off and the photo is that you could legitimately be looking off at some shit. Like, hold on, what's going on over there? With models, they do the walk off. It's like, what are you just? We can see like someone's watching you. What are you doing?
Hey, it works. Whatever works. Whatever the camera captures at that point that works. That's the way you gotta go.
But what does work? Like, what do you, when you see like a female do something like that? What are you thinking?
When they're doing the walk off?
Well, I don't know. Is the walk off a thing anymore? I ain't seen it in a minute, actually.
I mean, the look away, sometimes it works, right? But I don't like when every picture that someone has is a look away. Like, sometimes I want to see your face, homie. Stop looking down at the ground. Did you drop something? Why you keep looking down at the ground? What we looking for? Let me help you.
Hey, that's a play, though. You be like, hey, yeah, man, I dropped some knowledge on the timeline just in case y'all ain't catch it. I'm looking down
at that caption.
Yeah. Exactly. Hey, if you ain't seen it, you need to look down there. That's what we
I see what they're doing. But when every picture is like that, it's like some are cute, and then other points I'm like, dang, what's wrong with your face that you don't want me to look at it in any one of these pictures?
Is the look off like the closed mouth, though?
It might be.
Cause if you kind of like got the chance to rap her eye, you could probably get away with the look off. Like, I ain't gonna let them know.
That's true. That's true.
I got the wandering eye.
That Roman eye.
See, the thing about that, this one I don't get about the closed mouth. I don't know if it's a catfish or what. I don't know what to classify it as. But if you do your job and the cat actually wants to meet you, you gotta reveal that before I show up. Like, I need to know there's a problem before I show up.
So do you feel insulted and disrespected if that isn't, if that information is not relayed to you, and then all of a sudden, Shorty shows up, busts out a grin, and you're like, whoa.
I don't know, because I think, yeah, fuck it. Yep. Because here's the thing. You can have a fucked up grill. If you got the confidence to let everybody know, eventually it's like, you know what? Fuck it. I like that little cute ass gap. You know what I mean?
Yeah, your little crooked ass, teeth that are saying hi to each other. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, that little, because the bottom row out, it's something cute about a bottom row fucked up grill. Like that little bottom, that little jagged bottom. I don't know. It's something about it. Something about it.
I hate you.
For real, like, ask somebody, a dude to be like, nah, man, you can fix the top, but leave the bottom alone. Like,
That's like dudes that like what the bow-legged girls. That sounds like something like that.
First of all, I don't know about this bow-legged slander. Boom, look. So for some reason, the recording stopped. So we just gonna start where anywhere. So whatever you heard, I don't know where it stopped. I don't know where the conversation is. Just look at it as like a little freebie. We'll do it like that. But we were just talking about before we got everything back recorded again. We were just talking about the porn game. The porn game and how they was making money. Or how they're even making money now with OnlyFans and all that shit cracking off. Now, what were you about to say?
So I'm thinking about, as far as OnlyFans, like, how were they making money, especially when we're living in the current world that we live in, where everyone's quarantined, people are so unemployed, they're getting their unemployment checks, stimulus checks, and they're willing to pay all that money to the OnlyFans account? But then think about it this way. If there's a specific story that you've been eyeing on social media, right, there could be all the porn in the world, but if you are so wanting to see what she about, you gonna pay that money.
So check this out. For research purposes, I got on to a person, but like what you saying, like there was a person, and it was like my OnlyFans for $5. $5? That's a 4 for 4. So like I'm gonna throw that away anyway. For $5 for 30 days, I checked it out. And then I was open to this whole new world of OnlyFans and how women are like giving it up. So now, like, you know how once you get into something, your radar is all the way up on this shit now. So I'm looking at her page. She do some decent content where, it's porn, but it's just one person. And right. a lot of it is just like solo shit. She got some shit where she, it's like they're constantly selling sex to you, and then they promoting other people. That's the hustle. Like they be promoting other people's account because it's tough. It looks like it's tough to kind of let to grow. So short of thirst trapping all day, you got to figure out a way to get other people's fans, like rappers. It's like equivalent to doing a feature. But then I see chicks who, in the current pandemic, like they trying to get in the game. And so I'm looking at some of the baddest women in the world, models and shit, who shoot with some of my favorite photographers, doing like $5 deals, $10 deals. Then you got Susie around the corner who doing $15 deals, $20 deals. I was like, fam, you are really asking. Like they say, know your worth. You got to read the room too. Like
you got to read the room.
You got to read the room. Cause they like this one chick, white girl, cute, blonde, decent body. No, actually, I don't. She got a good body, but she's like $19.99 a month. And then I was reading the comments, and someone was like, "Oh, you getting naked?" And she was like, "Nah, but that don't mean the pictures ain't good though." And my man was like, "Well, I'll just watch you on the gram then."
Damn.
It was like, I'm not paying you $20 to do exactly what you do on Instagram.
I mean, do you blame him though?
Hell no! Like when you got
either.
a super bad chick saying come through for 5, she maximizing her potential. Like if I can get 20 motherfuckers for 5, that's better than everybody thinking about it for 20.
That's true.
So yeah, I mean and then it was another thing. Oh, and then another cat was like, you don't have enough content. So I went over to a page. She had like 14 posts or some shit, like something light. I was like, man, you have no idea what these $5 a month motherfuckers doing. Like,
yeah,
they got numbers on it. Like, you know, I mean, I was researching, you know what I'm saying, just seeing how it go. Now,
oh man,
as a female, would you pay for another dude? Like, would there be a dude that you would go on there and like, I need to see what he's talking about?
nah, I don't think I would actually. Nope. This is gonna sound so bad. Fuck it, I'm gonna say it anyways though. I just feel like usually if I'm that interested in a dude on social media, I think women have the what's the word I want to use? They're pretty good at making it be known to the point where homie's gonna want to be able to share space with her on a one-on-one level. So I don't gotta pay $5 for no OnlyFans. I'm gonna make it do what it do, whichever way I make it happen.
She was like,
girls kind of have that privilege. Like if I'm that interested, I'm gonna make a subliminal to the point where he's gonna reach back out to me.
but then what if he say, you can see this and more for $9.99 if you just tell me?
Then I'm gonna be like, ew, you're not my type of guy, so forget it. I'm not interested. Plus, if anybody can have it, I don't want it.
No, anyone can't have it. It's the $9.99 that can have it.
Yeah, well, I'm good. I'll keep my $10 for gas or something.
Damn, see, the game's so fucked up. The game is
I
so
know.
fucked up.
I know.
But what about a female? Ain't no female out there that you would be like, let me see what she talking about. What she doing?
I mean, maybe like a celebrity or some shit. Not like no average girl. I'd probably be like, damn, I wonder what Rihanna would do on an OnlyFans.
Okay. How much can a Rihanna OnlyFans go for? Like, what's your max that you'll pay for a Rihanna OnlyFans? She on there giving it up. She twerking naked. She got the solo shows, and she may be fucking a dude or two.
So, okay, follow-up question so that I can answer correctly. How does OnlyFans work? Like, do you pay an amount and like you were saying it's for 30 days or is it like just at one time? So it is for 30 days.
So you got two options. You can subscribe to them for 30 days if that's how they got their joint set up, or you can pay per view. So like if there's a certain post you want to see, you can pay for that post.
Yeah, I drop for a 30-day thing. I drop $50
max.
I ain't doing no more than that. Fuck that.
Just give me your login. Let's split it. Like you do 25, I do 25. Shit, we're getting the whole game. Shit.
Yeah, I'm with it. Get same login. You can share login information.
Yeah. Hell
all
yeah.
right, let's do it then.
Really pumping. I think 50. I think 50 will get it done. Man, she got to be really giving it up though. Like,
yeah, in all sense of the word.
Yeah, I don't want to see the Drake video. I want to see I want to see the buns clap. Like, give it. Like, come on, let's do it.
Yeah.
Beyonce.
I want to see. I want to see
could
that
never.
girl react out. Beyonce could never. I don't think she would either. She's beyond that.
I don't know. You know what you think. You know
That's
what
true.
you think. That motherfucker fuck around. I don't know. Maybe Beyonce not, but Solange would.
You said Solange?
I think Solange would. I think Solange definitely would. I don't. I mean, at this point, it's shit. If I had to make a list, it's a lot of females out there, rappers, who are one step away. Like one, I think Meg is one step away.
One step away from what?
OnlyFans.
Oh, yeah.
Meg.
Dude, what's Erica Mena and Safari have a fucking OnlyFans account?
Yeah,
together.
but they trash. Like that, I mean, fuck it, they trash. When I say trash, I just mean like they wasn't popping in their field. You know what I mean?
Did you see it?
Nah, I didn't see it, but I'm just saying.
Oh.
In terms of like what they do, like no one was checking for Safari. So it was like, all right, Safari figured out a hustle. It's not like
Oh shit, Rowe, I think my shit's fucking up now. Fuck, is it the weather?
Is
it the universe? Fuck, hold on a second. Guys, you're gonna kill us. All right, keep going. It's recording, but it was doing something weird. Go ahead.
Like it's not like who's somebody? It's not like Quavo and Sweetie. Well, that's the point I'm making. I think Sweetie's a step away. It's like a bunch of females in the game right now that if shit starts to go to worse, I definitely see them on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
In like the near future.
Near future.
Yeah.
Like tomorrow.
It's enough shit that could go bad between now and next summer. And we could possibly see a Sweetie considering OnlyFans. Like Nicki could never. I would.
Yeah.
She big enough to like never have to worry about that. But then there's,
yeah, that's true.
Who else hot? Who else popping? Who is the chick? I can't think of her name, but there's I don't know if you heard of this chick Mulatto. She been popping.
I've heard a couple of her songs. I haven't gotten into her like that though.
Yeah.
Pause.
But she a step away. It's a bunch of them. But you know, I'm finna transition. This don't make no sense, but I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna do it again.
All right.
Shit. I forgot how I was gonna do that. Fuck it, but speaking of an OnlyFan, August Alsina is the OnlyFan of
I know whose OnlyFan he is.
Not Will. It's
Not him,
fucking his wife. All right, so check it. Will Smith. Man, actually, we just gonna. All right, fuck it. If you don't know, you should know. But if you don't know, August Alsina was, I guess, fucking Jada Pinkett Smith, while her and Will was, according to them, on a break because their marriage was in turmoil. But you know what? I just want to get into it. I want to get into it. So check this out. I just thought about this right now. Fuck, I forgot like a motherfucker. Basically, because I was gonna say something about like, man, like I forgot. I ain't gonna be able to get to what I'm trying to get to. But anyway, what do you think about this whole thing? Do you think that they was legitimately broken up?
No. I don't think that they were legitimately broken up, because if we take the conversations that we have heard them say in the past, whether it be on Red Table Talk, on interviews that they've had alone and together, they pretty much say that they have solidified to each other that their marriage is for the long haul, right? That there is no breaking them up as far as them getting a divorce, living in separate households, raising their children in separate, homes. It's just they're going to live under one roof. They're going to stay married. They're going to co-parent. They're going to make it work, period. That's the bottom line of everything that I've gathered from their interviews. So maybe they were having a bump in the road where they maybe questioned it, but knew that they still, for the long haul, were going to be together. So maybe it was a bump in the road. And they were like, like they said on Red Table Talk, maybe we just need a breather, whatever. I think, though, that Jada already had her eye on August. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, August was friends with her son, Jaden.
Damn, man. That shit is so crazy.
Yeah. So if that's true, come on now. There's no way that there wasn't some little flirting, and maybe it was playful banter in the beginning. Maybe it was just to them innocent, oh, that's just a young little boy, my son's friend, he's cute or whatnot. And somehow, she turned that corner. That pity game from him being sick came into the scene, and she dropped her underwear, I guess. I don't know. Shit happens.
Okay, shit happens. Let me look. All right, Jada's 40. I should have been 44. So based on them, she'd have been 44, and August would have been 22, 23, I think.
Oof. Yeah.
August Alsina would have been 24-ish. All right, so 24-ish, 23, 24. I don't know how this begins. That's the part for me. It's how does a situation like that begin? Because we're not talking Jada and a nigga she was doing a movie with or anything in that capacity. We talking about some young dude that was her son's friend who ended up piping down one of the biggest black actors in in Hollywood altogether, but especially in Black Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know how many niggas be thinking man,
I need me a Jada in my life.
Not even need a Jada in her life. Boy, I fucked the shit out of Will Smith's wife. Just one of the, how many niggas just been watching something and being this nigga, Will ain't hitting that right. I'm trying to think of another, whoever fucking Halle Berry, that nigga ain't fucking Halle, right?
Yeah.
And then here this young 23-year-old with a couple good songs, just pull up, busting Jada Pinkett.
He hit the right note. He hit the right note.
Shit, nah, she hit the right note.
But however it played out, that shit played out.
You think they fucked in the house?
Oh man, I do honestly. I really do think they fucked in the house.
You think the kids was
home? They had to have fucked in the house.
Was the kids home?
I don't know.
Oh,
man.
Okay. This is it. So this is what I was looking at and read on the Red Table Talk. Is that in a way, I think August was the reason why they was about to break or whatever, separated, or Will kind of just found out how bad it was. Because he was talking like a nigga where this shit still kind of hurt a little bit. Them looks on his face and the way he was like, I was done with your ass.
You don't think that was more embarrassment though?
Yeah, nah, because he didn't have to sit there. Like,
But for the image that he has of Will Smith, he probably felt the need to.
he's still Will Smith. Like,
That's true.
like, Drake had his private life made public to the point where people was like, you was trying to hide your child. Like, nigga, most of us don't want y'all really to know who our children are. So, like, he still was Drake, though. It was like, all right, yeah, Drake got a little blemish, but another album will fix all of this.
Oh, man. I don't know. This shit is crazy. Like, my thing is, I know Will was, but he had to have been mad. Think about it this way. And hurt, because even in the interview, what did he say to her? He said, I'm gonna have to get you back for this one.
Yeah.
I still have to get you back for this one.
That's why I think
isn't
it's
a man
fresh.
scorned. Ooh.
That's why I think part of it is still a little like there was a part of this that he had no idea about, because she was saying it was 4 years ago. Look, if I'm gonna get my wife, I'm gonna get revenge on my old lady, we would have fucking figured that out by now. We not still figuring out 4 years later, like, oh, I gotta get you now.
Unless he means like, oh, I gotta get you back now, where if someone does see me out in these streets with I was careful. I didn't let it be known in the media. Well, I did what I did to the point where nobody ever had to know nothing. Now, I don't give a fuck who knows. Like, that would be my payback to you, is not worrying about you being embarrassed, because now I'm embarrassed. Now I'm gonna be out in the open doing whatever the fuck I want.
That's the fly shit right there. Like, just thinking about it now, like you saying that made me think, you know what? The next event that we see Will with whoever, that bitch could be fucking Bette Midler. You like, is Will fucking Bette Midler? Like,
yeah.
like,
yeah.
It's gonna be right where people go to. And here's the real embarrassing part. This is what I would feel. This is where I would be embarrassed. All that other shit wouldn't matter to me. Is the fact that now, I think I saw 50 Cent post that he sent a DM to Will like, man, are you all right? Because a 23-year-old young boy fucked my wife.
Mm-hmm.
That cheating, you know, if she would have cheated on that nigga with Jamie Foxx, or in their break, that as they claim it, she, you know, fucked Drake, you know, someone on his tier. They be like, you know, it's Hollywood, it happens. But you just fucked the nigga who a lot of people really don't know who he is. You know what I'm saying? He not a crossover star. Like, you know, if you're in a culture, you know who August is, but he not like this big star that should have been able to hit. He's just some nigga.
Yeah. Yeah. But my thing is this, right? This is what I really question. My question is, do you really feel like August was fucking Jada, or do you feel like Jada was fucking August?
Here we go. Now, okay. This is what we doing.
Okay.
This is what we at.
Okay. All right.
If we're gonna talk about it, then we're gonna talk about it.
Let's please.
I do think the one conversation that hasn't really been had is the fact that a 40-some-odd woman fucked her son's friend.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
she fucked her son's friend. Her son's famous friend. Like, and cheated on her husband. I whatever they say. But I do think that's the case. I think that this was can you call it a predator? Was she a predator?
Okay. So technically, if we take out everything that we do know out of the whole equation, right? And we just look at age. then yeah, I would feel she'd be considered a little bit of a predator simply because of the age difference. Because if we want to revert back and be like, oh, well, she was 21, 22 when the little man was born. So technically, if she was 30 and the little boy was 8, like that would be pedophilia. That would be something that we would definitely look at and be like, that's completely nasty. But if now we take into consideration he's of age, he's a man, he's thinking like he wants it just as much as she does. Like, yo, that's Jada. I'm August, I'm coming in the game. I'm a holla ass shorty. I'm gonna do what it do, whatever. I think that's where it doesn't become as predator-ish, but it's still kind of wrong in my eyes. It's like, you a whole grown ass woman, you're married. There's a lot of other factors that make it wrong. But I think as far as like the especially in the world we live in with all this human sex trafficking, pedophilia shit that's going on, but that's a whole nother topic. I think that, I think it's wrong, but I think he was very sound in his choices as well. And I'm pretty sure he went into that whole situation very, very willingly.
Willingly or starstruck?
Both of them. Both of them.
But
he
the young
definitely
boy, he ain't had no respect for Will Smith.
I mean, are you serious right now? Is this what you're asking? I know niggas that grew up with niggas since children, since kindergarten, and they will still holla at his baby moms or his girlfriend the moment that they sense there's some sort of issues in the relationship. Regular ass niggas. Who the fuck is Will? That nigga don't care.
I'm gonna tell you who Will is. His friend's father.
Yeah, and
this ain't all right. So are they still friends? Would you assume?
Hell no.
Okay, because we ain't seen.
No, they're definitely not friends. They're definitely not friends. The reason why I asked about like who was fucking who too, not only because of this specific topic, but also because of the fact that like you just mentioned was August starstruck. There's no way that with her age, with him being starstruck, and the way that they both spoke about the situation so differently, Jada was definitely fucking that nigga. Like, he was talking about love and how she was the only woman that has ever made him feel this way. He could die tomorrow and know that he has loved the way that he loves to Jada. And Jada was like, this was an entanglement. Like, really? He was way more invested in that situation than she was.
So this go back to the predator part again, because yeah, for him to walk away from that situation feeling how he felt, and then for them to just have a whole fucking powwow on Facebook little streaming TV service, it's like they really set up like, well, and like they was laughing.
Yeah.
Having a good old time. Meanwhile, August like, this bitch, okay, that what you want? Let me call my nigga Rick Ross up, because I got to put this out. But it was like, I don't. All right, well, should we be judging Jada? Should we be judging Jada? Because right now, August is kind of taking this L for disrespecting that black royalty.
Yeah, Jada should be judged. I feel for many different reasons, she.
Oh, hold up. And should he have said something? Go ahead.
Should he have said something about the situation that took place?
Yeah.
Oof. See, now that's where it gets a little tricky. Like, okay, the first question was, should we be judging Jada? I definitely think that we should be judging her, not just because of the whole like August 20 something, Jada 40 something. Like, that's kind of like, well, but we see it all the time, especially in like Hollywood. It's like, whatever. It's more passable these days. Not that it's okay, but it's more passable these days. But we should definitely be judging her on the fact that she's a married woman. She knows that they exude this oh, our relationship and marriage is so different in comparison to everyone else's in Hollywood. And we have such a clear understanding and we speak about our emotions and blah, 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 blah. Like, meanwhile, here you are blatantly disrespecting not only your husband, but your son as well, who's also in the limelight. And the fact of the matter is that if the stories would have been reversed, would she have played that situation out the way that Will did? Or would she have been a scorned woman and gotten up there on the platform and been like, oh, I can't believe you did this to me, blah, 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 blah. Here's another black man treating his queen this way, blah, blah, blah. Like, would it have gone the same exact way? I don't think so. I really don't. I feel like Will tried his hardest to keep that together, where if it would have been the other way around, Jada definitely would have played a different card. But that's that. And then to the second question, which was, should August have spoken? I don't think he should have spoken, especially since it's quote unquote been 4 years. What's the point of you speaking about it now? Because you're dropping an album? Like, that makes me question who you are.
Do you think, oh, we're going to get to that. We're going to definitely get to that. Do you think it was 4 years? I don't know if August has even said that, but I know that they said it was 4 years ago. And now I'm back to what I was going to say in the start of this. It's like we kind of grew into this concept that the Smiths had an open relationship and all this other shit. Like, that's what was sold to us very early on. But nothing.
Yeah, they've been saying that for a minute.
But nothing about this incident leads me to believe that they had an open relationship as much as a broken marriage at a time. And they never really expressed what the issue of their marriage was. It's just like they just really just kind of, they in so many ways they went on there and mocked August. They made fun of him on their platform.
Yeah.
I mean, they set up, kind of chuckled about it. They gave us 13 minutes of bullshit. Actually, they gave us 5 minutes of bullshit. The rest of it was Jada trying to spiritual the shit to death. And we really got nothing other than, hey, our marriage had a problem and we're in it, for the long haul, according to them. And Will kind of just sitting there looking a little. Will was, honestly, I like Will's energy for the most part. I like Will's energy because he was sitting there every time she kind of. This is why I don't believe this is as long ago as they acting. Because every time she would say something, Will be like, oh yeah? Well, what else did you do, Jada?
Yeah, it was like he was trying to get his own answers as well with the public.
So that's why I don't believe this is as old as they make it out to be. I also don't think it's old because August has put out music, and this is like I need to look it up, but he has put out music.
Wait, has he?
That's why I'm about to look up to see.
Oh yeah.
If
I don't know if he's put out music during that time because he was sick for a while, and that was quote unquote the reasoning why they got close to begin with. Was he was going through all of the
what kind of sick?
If I'm not mistaken, I think I don't want to mistake him. For some reason I keep thinking about Nick Cannon, but I think he has like lupus or something, or some sort of organ failure. I'm not too sure. You can look that up, but it's definitely something that doesn't have a cure.
Come on, why they bullshitting us? All right,
that's supposedly what it is.
In 2017, the singer revealed that he suffers from a severe autoimmune disease that attacks his liver. The illness
there we go.
Has led to multiple incidents, including a collapse on stage in 2014. He said that in 2017. So maybe that was okay if he did that in 2014. Okay, hold on. 2014 is how long ago? 7 years?
2014 was 6-7 years ago. Yeah.
So how old is he? He is 27. So he would have been 20 at that time.
Oof. That's even worse.
So let's say they began a friendship around 21, 22. You left your man just to fuck with me and break his. Oh, hold on. What this say? After Jada used the word entanglement went viral, Alcina released a collaboration in which Alcina sings, "You left your man just to fuck with me and break his heart."
So some spiteful revenge type shit.
In 2015, he dropped an album and then dropped this new one in 2020. I guess he hasn't been putting out music. Man, that's so fucked up. So if he ain't been putting out music, not like, single music, that means that she really did just let some regular ass nigga hit.
Pretty much. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, she was definitely with fucking that nigga. He got entangled. Caught mad feelings. Caught mad feelings for Miss Pinkett Smith. And that's why they were talking about it on two completely different sides of the spectrum. She was entangled and homie was in love. And then they dropped that whole fucking track that Rick Ross got on, but I'm not gonna front. I don't know what you thought about that, but that nigga was like, okay, this was an entanglement. Let me tell you what an entanglement meant to me. Tangled in them sheets, weren't we?
She I mean, the song was cool. At that point I felt like, all right, man, we over this now. Like, you're not adding any no additional information is gonna happen unless he was gonna pull up some text messages. There's nothing else that he was really gonna say. Like, it was 4 years ago. Well, let me show you what 2019. I missed that dick though. Who is that?
Oh,
because to me, if I was August and I just watched this family try to embarrass me on their platform, I'm going for blood. I'm finna ruin your whole marriage.
It's July. What if she tweeted some shit like, it's July, but I'm trying to be in August?
Okay. And then he was like, fall through then.
Oh my goodness.
Shit.
Yes.
Yeah, he fucked up his situation. I don't know. I would like real information though. I don't think Jada and them gave us nothing. But all right, here, this is my real conspiracy though. My true conspiracy is that all this is bullshit and they are helping him get back to a place that he
is
thinks
trying to
he
get
should
back
be.
to. Yeah.
It's been 4 or 5 years according to this in terms of a solo project from August. So it's like, okay, we're the Smiths. They love us. You go out there, you do your press, you bring this up. We'll give it some time. We'll give it, because we gave it a week. So his album came out. He does press. About a week-ish later, here they come. New life into the album. And we get a new song featuring Rick Ross. I didn't know Rick Ross could work that fast.
Oh, listen, these days, everybody working that fast. Rick was like, I'm in.
But I mean, damn, he was in, had the lyrics together. Like, I mean, this was a pretty polished song from what I could tell. So it's like,
yeah, but I feel like we don't live in the 90s anymore where shit took forever to fucking master and mix. These days, you go in a fucking studio, you do it right then and there, drop it the next day. Look at Drake when he came out with the back-to-back joints.
Yeah, true enough, but I didn't know August had that kind of bread. But okay, cool. Jada was giving that nigga allowance. He kept some of it.
She's like, hold this.
So it's just like, I feel like, all of this is kind of, because they did this interview, said basically nothing.
Yeah.
Will and Jada have been on this mental, spiritual, positive journey for the last, since they decided to transition from Hollywood into whatever the fuck they do now. I just think that it was a thing. I don't think part of me still don't think it's real a little bit.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm like 60-40. 60% of me feels like, yo, this shit went down. 40% of me is like, oh no, there's too many questions unanswered.
Speaking of conspiracies, Young Yeezy, Young Kanye, Kanye has went on a tear the last 3 weeks ish, starting a presidential campaign for 2020 that became a non-presidential campaign for 2020 that went right back into another a presidential speech in South or North Carolina, one of the Carolinas, in which he said Harriet Tubman didn't free the slave. Actually, Harriet Tubman got the slaves to go work for white people. So, this is the birthday party. But and then he cried in this whole situation. And then Kanye told us, hey, I'm dropping an album Friday. It didn't come out. And then not and then, but in somewhere in the middle of that, he went off on his family, Kris Jenner and Kim, accused them of not or of trying to get him committed. Talked about Kim possibly having an abortion. Whatever outlandish thing he could have said. I mean, there's still more he could say, but he's done a lot. And then Friday came and went, and today, Saturday, he posted about a fucking skateboard. So, Kanye West, we've been here before, but what do you think?
Oh man, I think he definitely has issues that he needs to work out, for sure. Like mentally, this is not just even about the campaign thing. There's been instances way prior to this where we're like, this nigga don't got them all. Like he clearly needs help. But if we're leaning towards conspiracies, he tweeted.
First, what was your initial reaction to some of this stuff? So obviously, I'm just gonna speak for you on one of these. Is like obviously when he first said he was running for president, we're not taking that serious. Okay, Kanye, relax. But then when it morphed into a lot more personal, family destructive type of conversation, and then the Harriet Tubman stuff, what was your reaction to some of this?
Well, I feel like he has said in the past some pretty racist things as well. So it wasn't too shocking to me. It wasn't like, how could he? Because I'm like, man, Kanye crazy. Because he has definitely, when he mentioned in TMZ, that slavery was a choice back in the day, that's crazy to me. But now that he mentioned the Harriet Tubman thing, it kind of went in line with that to me personally. I was just like, here he goes again. I blame it all on his mental issues. I feel like he doesn't think too much into things before he says it. It's like he has no filter. Most of us will think something and we don't let it just blurt out of our mouths. We kind of think it through in a way where we can deliver it a little bit better. I think Kanye lacks that. But it's the Kardashians. They clearly have issues, and I don't know if the Kardashian curse is a real thing, but all these niggas is fucked up that end up fucking with the Kardashians, and he's no different. But can we really? I heard someone said, like, technically he didn't lie about the Harriet Tubman thing. They were freed through the Underground Railroad, but they still ended up working for other white people. I mean, technically we all work for white people now, but that's neither here nor there. But
go ahead.
Yeah, that's neither here nor there. But so he's not right, he's not wrong. I just feel like he has to pick his poison, right? It's like you're going on a campaign, you're supporting the whole Trump Make America Great Again movement. Is this a way for you to get this man reelected again? Because if people write you off as far as like this crazy nigga that is no longer going to be running for president, are we just going to focus on the fact that we should just vote for Trump? Because he tweeted, I'm not sure if it was yesterday or today, where he said, I'm gonna win against Biden with write-ins. What people don't know is that write-ins really don't necessarily work in your favor. If anything, they work for the president that's currently president. Like they work for the person who's currently president. And is that his agenda? Is that is that what he's doing?
Now, damn, there's so many parts to this. What do I want? All right, so that's somebody. So Kanye.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for me to have a position on Kanye that's fair because I think it's all bullshit. I think that he figured out and just a few days ago I just went on a little journey just to see what's what. And since the Taylor Swift incident, every time he has something coming out, be it clothes or music, he has done a stunt, a big one, something big.
He has an episode,
as they call it. And to me, it's just like, I've said this about rappers, especially local rappers. Local rappers here at least have a lot of rappers will always lean on mental health and say, yeah, I was depressed, blah blah blah. It's like, why y'all niggas ain't ever depressed when shit is going good? Why you not just depressed on a regular June? Y'all always depressed around the reception of bad energy. And that's just not how mental health will work. Like he's bipolar, and maybe someone smarter than me can tell me, but I don't see how you can only be triggered when you're ready to put out shit. Can it be anxious and, anxiety driven? Yes. But he does these things and it's always in line with the things that are divisive. Yeah. He's not going frantic talking about music. He's going frantic talking about the very thing that we loved him for is being a black powerful speaker who made Jesus walks and who talked about the things that he talked about, the what good music was when you had people like Common and some of the dopest rappers over there on the dope rap level. The person who got into soulful mute, like the things that people loved you for, is the very thing that he is consistently pushing against. Like, how do you sit up and say, Harriet Tubman didn't free the slaves, she sent them to go work for other white people, as if there was some black-owned businesses that they could go work on.
Facts.
Like they was just gonna be able to get a permit to go get a building and start being like, you know what I can do? I got a whole cotton picking thing that I got some good ass cotton pickers out there. Like it was not gonna do
regardless if that ends up being, quote unquote factual information, I feel that it's almost like he shined the light of like taking away from her what she did anyways. Like at the end of the day, if they ended up working for white people, her courage should not have been taken away from what she attempted to do to begin with.
Every picture you see of Harriet Tubman, she looked like she about to beat somebody's ass.
Yeah, like, she was that nigga.
This is probably one of very few where you get the hoteps and just the regular black people going, nah man, Harriet Tubman's the one. And then
I ain't fucking with her.
Here he comes with, well, she didn't really do shit. Like, nigga, what? Are you the person who just told us that Donald Trump was his father figure is saying this to me right now?
Exactly. It just doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. Especially coming from a black man.
Especially you already from know who wrote Jesus Walks.
Right. Like we always looked to Kanye as being, outspoken, even if it was a cringy outspoken. He was the same man that said, Bush doesn't care about black people. People felt cringy about that comment, but a lot of people were also like, hell yeah, I'm glad that he stood up and he said that. Now he's saying things almost completely opposite to those types of comments.
And the reason why, and let me find his account, but the reason why I don't see the thing about mental health and, having episodes, as we call them, is that when you fuck up, one of the first things you do once you kind of clean your shit up, you start apologizing. Like, hey, man, I know what I said. That was this. That was that. You know, as we speak, people, as I say what I was about to say, 30 minutes ago, Kanye West posted on his Twitter, I would like to apologize to my wife, Kim, for going public with something that was a private matter. I did not cover her. I did not cover her like she should. She has covered me. To Kim, I wanted to say, I know I hurt you. Please forgive me. Thank you for always being there. I need. And then an hour ago, he said, I need me and Rihanna to have Jay open every one of our albums out of respect and lineage, and Drake and Nicki have Wayne open every one of their albums. Wayne is a triple GOAT 2020. Yeah, spelled wrong. I don't know what the fuck that means. But so he's going on a rant right now, and he even posted Fox News clips. The left condemns Kanye after first campaign rally. Yeah, we did. Well, he apologized, but he didn't. He said, I would like to apologize to Kim for going public with something that was a private matter. And I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go to what I was about to say. Yeah, he never apologizes for the disruption that he causes. Like, there's no self-awareness. There is a perceived non-self-awareness. And to me, either Kanye isn't one of us and we should drop him off, or he is using us as a punching bag for attention and we need to drop him off. Like, to me, there's no no middle ground where I personally can accept Kanye West. Like, I really wish Tiana and Pusher would leave good music so I can like feel a lot better about listening to their music. But I can't get rid of him altogether because I'm going to listen to a Push album.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna help Kanye make some money.
And I like Tiana. Oh man, it's just so hard. I think that we live in such a big cancel culture these days too, that it would be nothing for us to just be like unite in numbers and be like, yo, we ain't fucking with Kanye. But the thing about it is that a lot of us still say we ain't fucking with Kanye, but then, you know, something is dropped, whether it's with good music or something that he drops that is fucking fire, and we're still jamming his shit. So it's like we have to
see. I don't. Other than like,
there's a lot of people that still do.
Right, and I think he knows that. He knows that. That's why I think he doesn't, like, if it came to a point, like when he did Sunday service, which I hated, this whole gospel rollout, I hated because I just knew it was manipulative. Like, I knew it. Like, no,
it felt fake.
You figured out how to get black people, because when he was doing the Good Fridays. And Tiana did well, Pusha did well. Everybody did well except Kanye. Like, Kanye did equal to them when he was used to doing much better. So he did the whole gospel thing. And one thing I do hate about the streaming era, your shit could be ass and we don't really fuck with you, but you're going to see the numbers out of curiosity. People going to check it out.
Yeah, because sometimes people just want to know. Right.
And I'm already giving $9.99 or $14.99 to Spotify, so fuck it, I'll check out, you know. And it's that easy, and he's gonna get the numbers off of that, and it's good. But if you had to commit to $14.99 to Kanye after all of this, it's a lot of people not gonna give him $14.99. Well, I don't know, shit, they buy them fucking Yeezys still, so who knows? But I'm not going for it. It's so it's destructive. It's destructive in what he says, but it's even more destructive when I hear somebody say, well, you know, Kanye do got a point.
Yeah, that's true. Oh man, it's so touchy. It's so touchy. But I feel like we've had so many discussions about Kanye as a community that something has to happen already. Like, We can't keep saying, it's kind of like that one friend that always does stupid shit and you're just excusing them by saying, oh, well, that's just Lester, or that's just Zio, or that's just whoever. Like, sometimes you have to stop excusing people's behavior and just chalk it up to the fact that, no, it's not okay. And we're not going to support this.
I actually have a friend or ex-friend who is basically a black Republican now. Like, he's all about the conspiracies and the left is this and blah, blah, blah. Like, he is that guy for me. It's like, I can't fuck with you no more. Like, we done. And he'll jump in my comments and all that type of shit. And like, I'll go in on him and then he'll send me a message. I'm like, nah, don't send me no message. Say that shit in the public. Let everybody see you say that goofy ass, dumb ass shit. Don't message me. We ain't gonna hide behind the comments. Like, be dumb all the way.
Right. Let everybody see that. Don't just showcase that to me. Yeah.
So, but it like you said, it's cats. It's people in our little friend group who just go, oh, that's just Donovan. Let's let him, that's what he do. Like, nah, fuck that. Nah, in my world, I'm wrong.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if we took that approach, even with celebrities that are not necessarily using their voice or their platform to the ability or the way that they should be, it's almost like, no, we can't excuse that either. Because, okay, people are like, oh, well, for example, you mentioning Jesus Walks, that was a fire fucking track. Like, so if Jesus Walks right now comes on, are you going to jam to it?
Now, hold on now. This is just like my R. Kelly, though. It's like, okay, up into a certain era, I'm done. Like, because it's hard. Like, you cannot, there's nothing about 12 play that changes 12 play. Like, it just
That's
is.
true.
So if it come on, yeah, I'm getting my jokes off, but this shit is fire. Like,
it is, but we're just adding to the narrative of us excusing certain behavior.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not hypocritical. I'm just saying that I don't run to any R. Kelly. I don't run to any Kanye. But if someone throws strong Can't Tell Me Nothing, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to get up out of there. If someone plays Otis, it's hard to, someone that Watch the Throne shit is fire. So it's like, yeah. So I think you can say, okay, same with R. Kelly. You can say, okay, he's fucked up. We need to stop. Man, it's hard. It's hard because that they getting paid regardless. If you go play the old shit, they gonna get paid regardless.
That's my point. So if you're taking a stance on not, yeah, exactly. If you're taking a stance on not wanting to, feed into what he stands for, then you got to kind of put yourself in that same scenario and be like, altogether, I'm not, like, I love his old shit. You can say that, you can, know that within yourself, but I refuse to listen to this shit because I'm not adding to this narrative of all the bullshit that he's got going on.
But all right, let's do this though. Let's do this real quick. I'm going to take you down. I'm going to take you down a fucking journey. Hold on.
I'm ready.
Man, you lucked up. Here we go. Let me see. Can I do it like this? Because if we gonna say we not supporting Ye, all right, you getting rid of John Legend?
Because of his wife being a
no. Okay, we got to get there at some point. Write that down. I'm saying Kanye. This is good music, so we not fucking with Get Lifted no more. That's done. B is done. Shit. Damn, now all the John Legend shit done. What else out here? Man on the Moon is done. Finally
Okay,
Famous,
so then
Fear God by Pusha, Cruel Summer, Hall of Fame, My Name Is My Name. Was it 7 with Tiana? Dark Sky Paradise, King Push, Life of I wasn't fucking with that anyway. 2088, that was fire. No one's listening to Designer, so he's out. No Dope on Sundays. Oh man, come on. 070 Shake is out of here. It starts to get a little thin, but like that's a lot of albums I can't listen to no more. Because that goes to Kanye West in some form.
To a certain extent, yes, you're right. It does go to Kanye West, but I'm more about holding the specific person accountable.
I'm with it.
I'm not jamming, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not jamming Kanye old or new, regardless of how fire it was or is, because I don't support you as a person. Now, if John Legend hasn't come out and said some Harriet Tubman crazy ass bullshit or anything along those lines, then I'm okay. I feel in my conscience like it's okay to listen to some of John Legend, even if at the end of the day, some percentage goes to Kanye. I'm not supporting Kanye directly per se. I'm listening to something that I like of John Legend or whatever the case may be, Tiana Taylor, etc., etc. But to jam to something Kanye and then after the song finishes being like, even though I can't fuck with that nigga, so how are you listening to his shit? You know what I'm saying? That's a different story to me personally. Other people may see it differently.
So where we at? Look, everyone knows I'm very clear about fuck Kanye West. Where are you on Kanye? What are you doing? Are you like I'm in the middle, or wait and see? What is the legacy of Kanye right now for you?
To me, he's kind of shot himself in the foot. Like, I feel that I want to be very empathetic in the awareness that he clearly has some sort of mental issue. I want to be empathetic about that. But fuck Kanye West, because regardless of mental issue or not, I feel like he has said way too many things that even if he was to get on medication, I'm still gonna side eye you. I'm still gonna side eye you to the point where I'm like, I don't know if I could fuck with you, because what happens if you get off your meds again and you say some stupid shit? And at the end of the day, you are adding to the fact that we have unraveled once again this layer of racism within this country, and you're adding to that. And regardless of mental issues or not, you have to be aware of your platform. You have to be aware of your voice. And what you're doing is making these people think that it is okay to think the way that they're thinking, that it is okay to behave the way that they're behaving. And I refuse to be a part of anything that supports that.
Let me add this. I agree. Let me add this. We don't really know that Kanye has a mental health problem.
We don't. We're just going off of hearsay.
We going off of hearsay. Like,
facts.
He sat down with Charlemagne, and that's when we hear all this, I'm on this, I'm on that. And then people like, well, he's bipolar. Like, we went through this whole idea that Kanye, but we have never seen like a medical record, which is, I mean, isn't normal to do, but the type of person he is, you would think that, okay, Kanye has bipolar. Look, my doctor, like, because he's one of those kind of people that he would probably put that out there if you're going to sit in front of, if you call Charlemagne and make him come in the middle of fucking nowhere. Like, you do all of these things and you know that there's a narrative about you being this really fucked up person, but you don't add any way to give us sympathy other than every now and again we're going to hear bipolar, he's off his meds, he's this. Because I think that if you say that, well, we'll just go to this next topic, but if you say that, it's hard for people to fight against that.
Right. I wish people would make such a big deal about it the way they did about Obama's birth certificate. Like, show me them papers, dude. Yeah. Show me them papers so that I can really say, all right, well, you know what? Maybe I do feel bad about the fact that everybody's giving you shit. Something's clearly wrong with you. It says it right here. But nobody's doing that.
Because I would gladly come off the hill. Because I've even said before, like, the fact that he hasn't lost any of his merchandising deal, none of his business deals have been lost behind this, and there's no effects from this. I mean, we heard the idea that they could be getting divorced, but I don't know how much I believe that shit. But like all it is, this the type of shit that loses deals, especially right now with Black Lives Matter and all this shit going on. The type of shit you saying, you would think a company would say, can't do it, that's too dicey. I feel like he's told them, hey, look, everything's fine, I'm in control, this is gonna turn into a whole bunch of money for us, so relax.
Right.
We got it. We got a whole good thing going over here. Because every time something comes up, they're like, Kanye said it was fine. I just love Kanye. He's fine to me. But then he turns around and just do whatever he just posted. But, segue, speaking of things that are hard to fight, pedophilia. Pedophilia. I'm jumping right into my conspiracy because you brought up Chrissy Teigen and this whole thing. And I've argued that what am I saying? Groups like QAnon and all this type of stuff, they use pedophilia because you cannot argue against it. There's no way that you're going to find a person and say, you know, that's bullshit, that's not happening. So you have a united front around child pedophilia because it don't matter if you're a Republican, a Democrat, whatever you got, like no one other than pedophiles are going to be like, nah, man.
It's not a big deal. Yeah.
And so we end up with these situations where you got, hold on, there we go. Where you got shit like this, was it not IKEA, Wayfair.
Oh, Wayfair, yeah.
Where this whole Wayfair debacle happens and people just kind of run to it, or that Christy. Now I'll say this. I saw some of the the verbiage of a Chrissy Teigen. Pretty problematic. Some things.
Yeah.
You don't want to joke like this, even if it's a joke. I don't know about that.
And the thing about it is that she's always been this way as far as being very out there. Even her clapbacks to people that leave comments on her pictures or tweet her, she always has the illest comebacks. Like, I don't give a fuck what you gotta say type shit. She owns a lot of what she is with no hesitation. But if that is to be who she is, and we can say you own all that you are with no hesitation, then I'm taking all of your tweets verbatim. And with that being said, some of the shit that you are tweeting that goes way back to a long time ago, yeah, I'm questioning you. I'm definitely questioning you. And then there's something that just came out, I want to say it was last week or so, where she said, I've been hacked for the last 11 years. This is me right now for real. Bro, you could have left that completely unsaid, and now I wouldn't question you even more.
Yeah, I didn't see that. It's one of them things, like, here's the shit. Like, I don't really fuck with this whole QAnon shit. I think a lot of it's bullshit. I don't really think there's anything that they know that's any different than the common person could say exactly what they say. And in terms of, like, you know, everyone knows that there's human child sex trafficking. We know that. We know that there's probably some shit happening on the dark web. We know that people get kids specifically get kidnapped from strangers. We never see them again. So we know it happens. We don't have to go into a big conspiracy that, you know, Ellen DeGeneres and, I don't know, Conway Twitty is, you know, kidnapping kids and going to an island. Like, we don't even have to go that far for people to know that this is a fucking thing. Right. But in terms of, I do kind of think that Teigen said some things in jest, because it's just kind of like, if anybody went back to like my old Twitter, not like some of my old comments on Twitter, I don't know if you watched the DMX Snoop battle, but talk about problematic music. Like the shit that they were saying on songs is right up cancel culture's alley. Get them on the floor. The first verse. I heard you boys was having sex with the same sex. Like I won't shake your hand. He like DMX was like, I don't fuck with that gay shit. I think he may even said faggot doing the thing.
Yeah, I mean, but that and that's the music we grew up on. But even if you want to go back like even further, when he came out on Belly, the shorty that he was fucking around with in Belly was like 16 or 17, I believe. And in a comment that she made on one of the scenes, one of the scenes, she said, that he told her that she can only give him head because until she turned 18, they couldn't really have sex.
I didn't even think about none of this, but Hype Williams is a bad man.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, okay, so one thing that we absolutely have to acknowledge is that an era of time, culturally, fuck an era of time, because it still exists, but culturally, shit was acceptable that absolutely should not have been acceptable. But we 100%. Accepted it because it was what it was. Now,
and we didn't know any different.
And then, for me, if someone went to a certain time, I was getting jokes off, and that shit was hilarious for people that may have been problematic. Now, I wasn't, because I grew up, I'm not saying that I don't use problematic language personally, but publicly was never my thing, because I do acknowledge the fact that something could be taken out of context, whatever, and I could look like something I'm not. So I'm very conscious of how I say shit. If I think I'm gonna have something to say about the community, I got some gay friends, I'm gonna hit like, man, what do you think? If I said this sound fucked up, would it? Nah. So part of me, on the Tegan shit, I do feel like she could have just been joking. But I also feel like if you were just joking, say something to let us know that that's how you felt in the moment. Don't just start deleting shit and being like, because then it's like, nah, man, they already saw it. Like, it's there. It was, nothing disappears off the internet.
Right. Like, if you go back to deleting things or then coming back and saying, oh, I've been hacked for the last 11 years, even if that was, because she may have like a weird sense of humor, even if that was a joke in itself, you look suspicious as hell going back and deleting comments to then say something like that. Like, I question everything now.
Now, I can see how, because I mean, I can see how she could delete. I just think, in terms of, I doubt it. I doubt she's some fucking pedophile. I doubt it. Now, I could 100% be wrong, because, I mean, there's people that came out to be pedophiles that you would have never fucking guessed. So, it'll be weird to think that's the case for her.
Right.
But it could be. I was going to say something else about that. But, so.
Out of everyone. Sorry, go ahead.
Nah, you got it, because I'm just about to move into Wayfair, so.
Yeah, I was going to say, out of all of the situations with the whole pedophilia thing of celebrities that have come out that are suspected to be a part of this whole pedophilia thing, which one do you say has surprised you and hurt you the most?
Shit, none of them. First of all, are you talking about that list that came out, or just the people to come out that have been
just the people that have been of late on social media and been insinuated to be a part of this whole Pizzagate pedophilia thing?
Oh, none of them, because I did the research already, so it was like the shit that are the ones that are being claimed. Like, my thing is, when you make it political, when it's just like, okay, everybody that's on this list happens to also be Democrat. Like, people is like, nah, I mean, y'all have, there's more on another spectrum that should be addressed that is very clear that hasn't. But I've been more surprised by the I don't know, I'm gonna say women abusers than anything. Like,
Yeah.
those have been more interesting because man, I don't even know how to talk about it. Because part of me also feels like how much I don't know how to say it, but basically what I'm trying to say is like you got women who have been a part of the rape culture. I hate saying
Me
rape
Too.
culture. Not even necessarily Me Too, but like women who have been sexually abused, harassed, and molested, and all that kind of shit. You have those women, and I'm talking on the celebrity end, and it's like a lot of them do decide to tell after they are dismissed. Like, if it was you, if you work for me, and you know working for me get you an opportunity, but I'm also like, you want to work for me, you gonna have to suck some dick. And you cool with sucking dick, even though it's like you like, you know, your pride is in your pocket. You know, you feel like shit. I'm kind of treating you how I want to treat you because you want this opportunity. But then the moment that you like stand up for yourself and you're like, I don't want any potato chips. I'm like, all right, well, you can get the fuck up out of here. And then that's the moment you decide to kind of tell. Like, some of that shit looks like that. It doesn't change the fact that she was doing something that she didn't want to do. But it's like, you know, how much is that?
Now you're
was that
retaliating.
opportunity worth? Yeah, retaliation. That's probably the word.
Yeah, I think for me, the one that was probably more like, oh no, like most people would think that I would say something like Oprah because she's been thrown into that mix. But yes, it's surprising. But to me, the one that was just like, whoa, was Ellen DeGeneres. It really, really was. Because I'm like, yo, there's this white woman that not only is considered a minority because she's come out from way before anybody even came or thought about coming out on a big platform. But she's been so outspoken against those that don't technically have a voice. She runs all of these, you know, charity events, these things where she uses her talk show as we need to do better. Let's give to the people that don't have and all these things. And all of a sudden I'm seeing you included in this narrative. And it's almost like, wow, I would have never thunk.
Well, if we gonna speculate, if we're gonna do the speculate thing, because that list to me, again, when I look at that list, it sticks out like a sore thumb because it's all Democratic people. It's all outspoken type of people who fight the big fights for little people in so many words. But the little Epstein flight log. But in terms of that list, see, now it's gonna be hard to find. One that just stood out as odd was Tom Hanks. like they really was like going after Tom Hanks. Like, Tom Hanks is XYZ. Like, Tom Hanks? But I'll say this. Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised by any of them, actually. But at the same time, it's almost like, wow, man.
You'll be surprised about Ellen. Like, that is a weird one. But like,
yeah, it's like, what? And now anytime they post pictures or you see old pictures of them with little kids, you question everything in that picture.
Not me. I don't question it because I know where it come from. I know the source of this conversation is not a legitimate one. But there are like, cause here's the thing. If you look at that and go, it's questionable, then you absolutely have to look at the Trump shit and go, this shit is weird. Cause Trump be on some more shit, but they don't never put him in the list. But
they don't put him in that. They don't put him in that, even though the irony behind him being such close friends with Epstein and the lawsuit that was against both him and Epstein was dropped by a judge right before the campaign for Trump started in his election. I think that should speak volumes.
I just saw that shit a few days ago. Like that whole thing, and I was like, fam, we ain't gotta talk about nothing else. Like,
right.
This here explicitly says that this young girl was 13 years old and everybody knew.
Yep.
You ain't, of everything we just said, about what you said about Ellen, let me see, who else? You got Oprah on there, you got Juliet Roberts, you got Gwen Stefani, which is an odd name to just have there.
I believe
Affleck.
Lady Gaga's on there.
Yeah, but Lady Gaga, she's already weird. Wouldn't be surprised. Let me see. That's why I'm looking. I'm looking at this list going, who would I not be surprised if this is different? Bill Murray, Beyonce, no Sean Carter.
None.
Robert Downey Jr., like Tom Hanks, Will Smith, Will Ferrell. Wouldn't be surprised. Woody Allen's he's already done it, so you can take Woody Allen.
He should be at the top of the list.
John Legend, John Cusack. Like, you don't see anything on. You don't see Clint Eastwood. You know what I'm saying? You don't see the people who would be supportive of a Trump on here.
Right.
Chrissy Teigen, Chris Wagner, Chris Tucker. Wouldn't be surprised. Chelsea Handler wouldn't be surprised. Charlie Sheen. Come on, we definitely wouldn't be surprised. Like,
yeah,
it's
we
fucking
knew that.
everything. That's a wild list. But I just think it's just a man who Donald Trump. So I'm reading that fucking paperwork, and I'm just like, this should just be, if I was running against him, I would just be like, I'm gonna need you to explain this before we go any further. And I'm bringing that shit up every time we got a debate.
Facts.
Like,
which is kind of the approach that he took against Hillary Clinton with all the leaked emails. Every time there was a debate, he'd be like, oh, I'm going to get the DA to bring up all those emails that were bleached, because that's a very extensive and expensive process that you did, and we're going to have that taken care of. Like, he took every approach that he had an opportunity to bring that up. People should have been taking that approach with him.
I bet. Let's do it. So I know you like the conspiracy. I think that's what we've been talking about all day anyway.
Yeah.
So you think Giselle Maxwell was arrested? She was alleged accomplice for Jeffrey Epstein, and has been accused on several counts for assisting him in finding these underage women for him to have his way with. And she was arrested. And there is speculation that she may die between now and the time that we can ask any questions. What do you think is going to happen here?
I think she's going to die.
I don't think so.
I don't know. Listen, even with the whole Epstein death, when they did his autopsy, the guy, I don't know, what do you call the people that do your autopsies?
The
There's
medical examiner,
yeah, let's go with that. So, okay, the medical examiner stated that although it was stated that they found him in a very, I think he hung himself, and they said that clearly it was suicidal. The autopsy showed, per the medical examiner, that he had a lot of damage to his jaw, and like the positioning in which he had the damage was almost as if he was hit numerous amounts of times. So he's like, that you cannot get that kind of damage from hanging yourself. So my question is, why is that not being questioned? Was this also, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's being questioned. It just ain't nobody answering. Like,
right. So it's
we all sitting here like, I don't give a fuck what side you on. You like, yeah, that nigga didn't do that.
Right. So if he was killed because of the timing that maybe he was going to speak, or that everything was going to come to the forefront, or the case being ongoing, I mean, if we can take people out so that they won't talk, that's most likely the approach people are going to have. So if Shorty gets arrested, what do you think is going to happen to her?
See, but here's the thing. With Epstein was the wild card. You didn't know what was gonna fucking happen. They didn't know what was gonna happen. They was like, okay, we need to do something. Now, again, see, we got this list here. Trump and those type of people not on that list. They went immediately saying Bill Clinton and his goonies are the ones that got rid of Epstein because of what was gonna come out. Despite there's been 2 Epstein documentaries, another podcast I've listened to, all say Bill Clinton was there, but we've never seen Bill Clinton do anything. Like,
right.
You know, like they will point fingers at Trump's lawyers and people on both sides of the aisle that they saw and they know that they was up against a girl. And the thing is, Epstein was a powerful money dude. So it was like they were saying in some of these that it wasn't odd for him to have good company because Epstein cosign meant a big check. And if you had something that you needed funded, he was going to get you that money. So
yeah, he was extremely powerful.
So my nigga had an island. Like, not just one of them baby islands. He had an island.
And supposedly that island was monitored throughout everywhere. Like, he had a whole room just monitoring the whole entire house. So whoever went in and out that house, he definitely had, something to hold against you.
So, yeah. So this is where I say I don't think she's going nowhere, because the first time they didn't know. I'm sure she set herself up in a way like, hey, if I die, you don't know what I done did already. Like, she probably got some shit on, like, if I die, hey, cousin, best friend, weird person I'm about to change their life. If I die, you gonna inherit, I don't know, $40 million and send all of these USB drives to everybody. Like, I think she got some shit set up where all this shit'll come out. Trust me, This shit gonna come out. If I even trip, if I even slip and fall, this shit is coming out.
Now, is it bad for me to feel that? Damn, this is gonna be fucked up. But is it bad for me to feel like, damn, I wish something does happen and she slips and falls so all the shit could come out?
I think she's putting shit. I do think she's gonna push shit out. I think she just mostly is staying alive. You know what I mean? Like, I think one way or another this shit is gonna come out. But they don't know probably to what extent that she may do some shit, if she's bluffing or not, whatever. But by keeping her alive, she may, I think she gonna stay alive. I think she done set up her security. She'd have been a dumb motherfucker not to.
Those are facts.
Like,
especially with everything that's happened thus far. Right.
Yeah. All this shit done happened, all this type of stuff that's being said, besmirch of your name. I mean, you nasty at the end of the day. Whole freak over there. That's why I don't understand. It's adults out here, big juicy ass titties. And they are just fine. They know how to fuck, suck dick real good. And y'all just want to go with children? They like, for what?
But supposedly there's a theory behind all of that too, which is like that supposedly there's a belief that as long as it's children, you gain all of this celebrity power. That's how you become more famous. That's why they have these quote unquote dinner parties with fake human formed foods and things like that, because there's this theory about baby blood, little kid blood, that's going to be a sacrifice to add more to your fame.
Man, so I'm telling you right now, I want everybody listening to this, whoever see anything that I ever do, I will promise you, the day that I walk into the room and I see some of that wild shit, I'm telling somebody.
I'm snitching.
I ain't snitching. I'm just gonna, somebody gonna know, like, fam. I went in there, I saw Jamie Foxx. I saw motherfucking Opie, what's my man name? Ron Howard. That nigga Tyrese was in there. Shit. Terry Crews, Dave Chappelle, and it was a whole nigga laying with an apple up his ass. Like, it was crazy. They talking about you hungry. Like, hell no, nigga, I ain't. No.
I
not
ain't
at
eating
all.
this shit. I'm good. You know, matter of fact,
what a cheese.
it's like $10,000 per plate at these dinner parties. Fuck that. I'm going to Mickey D's, and I don't even eat Mickey D's.
Like, nigga, let me get a bottle of water. Let me check this seal.
But let me also take this video to go for evidence, because I'm fucking snitching on all y'all what I saw.
Nah, I ain't taking no video. I'm trying to get up off the island. Fuck that shit. I'm trying to get off this bitch. They They probably done took the phone when you walked in. But I think that it go back to like a lot of conspiracy shit that I think about. Is that, man, hold on, you watching Unsolved Mysteries?
On
Netflix?
Oh yeah.
You seen the one with the UFO?
Ooh, I don't think I've seen that one yet.
When you get to that one, but this is my thing about conspiracies is, if we are to believe most of the conspiracies, because I still believe in some conspiracies, like Epstein. If Epstein is our most recent, real, fun conspiracy. And when I say fun, it's up there with JFK, it's up there with UFOs, all that kind of shit. Jeffrey Epstein died, and it said he killed himself. And then it come out like, man, he killed himself, but this jaw looked like he done took a pipe to that bitch. Like, if you think about if they needed to really keep that secret, how many people had to play their role in order to keep that secret? So you got the person who shut off the lights, the two guards that fell asleep, the surveillance that stopped working, the motherfucker that went in there and broke his jaw. Like, that's about, I don't know, and killed him. And then the person that at that point they found him. Like, at that point, that's maybe 5 or 6 people. You can probably keep 5 or 6 people quiet. I mean, you give them enough money, you can probably keep them quiet for a certain amount of time.
Right.
So we year 2 in of the Epstein thing, and we've already got motherfuckers talking. So you go to like these big ass Bohemian Grove parties with child sacrifices and shit. It's bound to be a motherfucker that walk in there and go, hell no, nigga. You told me we was playing dress up.
Yeah. What
I
kind
thought
of
this was just a masquerade party.
Like, what kind of shit are y'all into? I do not sign up for this shit.
Like, think about you made your first $1 million, and the motherfucker say, look, you'll make $1 million for the rest of your life. But not even a but. Just come out to this party. Now you're gonna see some wild shit. I'm just gonna tell you right now. It's gonna be wild. You ain't gotta do nothing you don't want to do. Then they pull out a 14-year-old and be like, now, here's the thing. You get some head from her, fucker. Guaranteed $1 million for the rest of your life. Ain't nobody gonna know. But we all gonna watch as collateral. Just in case you go back and tell. It's like, nah, I'm good, fam. We can get out of here. We can go and leave right now.
Yeah, I'm not watching. Seriously, I'm not. Matter of fact, I'm taking the 14-year-old with me.
And that's what, like, I don't give a fuck how that list was long as fuck. There's these are people in compassionate situations. Now, Will Smith and Jada, they make it dicey. They on the list. They on the list.
Maybe August was a sacrifice.
Maybe. But it's one of them things where I just think that for that shit to work out, everybody on that list gotta stay quiet. Like everybody on that list got to be quiet and like, hey, shh, don't say nothing, don't say shit. Oh, we got you fucking the kid. Like you would just have to say, look, I'm gonna take this L because this is getting too much for me.
Yeah, but it's so crazy because then like for example, we were just talking about the whole Chrissy Teigen thing where it was like, oh, now she's like, oh, I've been hacked or deleting messages and stuff. She's addressing it and we're questioning her even addressing it. For people that haven't addressed it because they're staying hush, do we question them even more?
The people
like that haven't addressed anything that are being, you know, pinpointed as part of these, like Ellen, for example, they're showing pictures of her with little, she hasn't said anything and she's so boisterous about her platform and the things that she's against. Why aren't you speaking up against this?
So that's one of the things someone said, well, the last guest I had on, who I kind of get annoyed by this idea that like we just don't believe anything. Like there's no baseline agreement or belief on anything anymore because I don't know why. We just don't. And for me, I believe shit. I believe anything that I'm not going to do the work for. Now, I take that back. I'm a skeptic. I think it's okay to be skeptical, but I just think you can't go, this is not true for no other reason than just because I believe it. Unless you're just going to say, I believe in a conspiracy like the Epstein. There's nothing really out there that gives me any more information. But that doctor came out and said what he said, and he's a legitimate doctor. The lights was out. A bunch of shit had to go right for him to be able to get away with this, which makes it not make sense. But I'd said, you know, they pulled up this list. I said, that list not real. That's not the real flight log. It's like, well, how do you know it's not real? I'm like, well, I've seen the actual flight log. Like I went and looked for it because that shit was troublesome for me. So I went and looked for it. I found it's in the court documents, his flight log. So it's public, like you have public access to it because can't nobody fly without there being a record on it. And I mean, he didn't always fly his own shit. So anyway, so I was like, that list not real because we have the actual list. That's just this, that, and the third. And she hit me with the how you know shit. And she said, well, if it ain't, even if it real or not, if my name was caught up into some shit, I'm going to scream to the Himalayas. I was like, yeah, I would tend to agree with that. But I also believe like me screaming to the Himalayas to it brings attention to it, maybe gives it more credit than it deserves. And it just gives them the ammunition to say, of course she would deny it. You think she's going to come out and say I'm a pedophile? No. So it's like, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. And for me today, thinking about it, it would have to depend on how much traction it's getting. If it's like getting some real deal mainstream traction, then I would have to be like, hey, no sirree.
Yeah.
If I was on there, tell me what time and what day, and I'll let you know where I was at.
Yeah, give me concrete evidence that I can show you otherwise.
But if someone was just saying it, like this is just a list with no confirmation, with no information other than saying, like, it's one thing to me. Bill Clinton is the president. Was the president. Like, at a time, one of the most beloved people in America. For a while, and even today, still one of the beloved presidents. If they have no problem, and one of these people that they go, he's well protected, he can do this and do that, and the Clintons are this and that. If they can do all of that, it ain't shit to say Chris Tucker name.
That's true.
But you don't hear none of these people bring up all these damn shows, and ain't no one that said, I also saw Ellen. Like, and don't let that gay shit fool you. She was fucking a little boy. Like,
oh my God.
You don't see none of that. You just hear this list, and then everyone goes, of course they are. Like, no, it's some of them that I mean, would you be surprised if Ellen was?
That's why I'm saying
I think I would.
That's why I'm saying that one specifically was so hard that was such a hard pill for me to swallow, because like from all that I do know and kind of look up to her for, it's almost like not Ellen.
Nah,
not
I don't
Ellen.
think Ellen. There's no way. There's no way.
It's too much. I'm like, there's not Ellen. And I want to say, well, Ellen, why aren't you speaking up? You know, like, why aren't you saying anything? But then you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, right? If you say something and it comes out stupid, people are going to question that. And if you don't say anything, people are also going to be like, well, what are you hiding?
Yeah, I think as long as it stays out of the mainstream, it'll be in bad. Because, you know, these celebrities, they get shit all the time. It'll be the one, like the Chrissy Teigens. Like, she is one that's caught into it, and she tried to defend herself, and then as soon as she started deleting, she was like, okay, what are we doing? Because that would be my instinct. Like, I get famous. I do have an instinct, like, should I be going ahead and deleting all that shit now?
Okay,
or do I leave it and say it's a fucking error, man? I said what I said.
I have two follow-up questions to that. One is a question, one is a statement. One is, do you think that you have something that people can go back to and be like, oh, Rowe, what is this?
No, I do. This shit that I can think of specifically that I know these motherfuckers pull that shit up, and I gotta start talking. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't, you know, it ain't like that. It ain't no pedophilia shit. I ain't never played in that playground. But it is shit out there in terms of like, you know, I ain't got no rape shit out there, and I ain't got no pedophile shit out there. I got some questionable, like, how do you know, you say some shit about a woman. Like, let me see. Man, I'm trying to think of it because I know it's still there because I said it. It was something about you gotta whip a chick. It's something like you gotta whip a chick feet when she acting.
It's questionable, period.
Well, yeah, but it's just like it's like it borders on abuse. It's like you gotta whip a chick feet when she acting up. That way you ain't got no scars, no bruises on. You know, it's just something like another way. If you gonna do something to a chick, you don't hit her in the face or no shit. It's a line like that in this arena. Today, that ain't appropriate at all. Then you just get a joke off and it's good because Twitter was like a fucking free-for-all. I mean, still a free-for-all. But Twitter was just really about being able to get a good joke in and 140 characters. And I was knocking that shit out the park. But today I couldn't say some of that shit. Like I
really couldn't.
I never put fag or you know, I probably done fucked up the transsexual shit, you know, saying she-males and shit like that. But in terms of any of the way the language has changed, that's about all I'm gonna have out there in terms of the LGBT shit. But I know it's shit out there, like if they wanted to really fuck with me, they could, and I just be like, I said what I said. It was an error of time shit. You still listen to DMX, don't you?
Yeah. The second part to what I was gonna say after that question was, I can't remember the actor's name that said it, so let's just X that out. But there was an actor that made a statement one time when he was being questioned about certain things, and his comeback game was so strong to me that I was like, yo, I respect that. And that's the approach that a lot of celebrities should have as well. And what he stated was, I do not touch on topics in this microwave society that I don't find important. Therefore, if it's that important and it lasts longer than 2 months, then I will address it. I'm not addressing something that's going to go away in 3 weeks and you guys are focused on the next thing, because obviously that didn't really matter to you. I was like, yo, that's smart as hell.
Yeah, 100%. That's why I don't subscribe to the apology. Like, if you said, like, Kanye being Kanye. So it's not like, to me, I need him. I don't need him to apologize for shit. I need him to address that Donald Trump shit. If you really trying to get me back, you need to come and explain what that father figure shit was about. Explain what all that I love this man, he inspires me shit was. That's what I need an explanation for. If you want to apologize with it, cool. But if that's how he feel, if what he said is what he felt, he shouldn't apologize. If you said what you said and you don't think you could have said it any better than what you said, then you might as well just leave this shit out there and don't, whatever nigga I said it. Because the more you try to clean up some, like, I guess this gives us another play, but the Nick Cannon shit, it's like Nick Cannon went from saying that shit that he said to saying, you can't fire a boss. I'm a boss. Can't fire me. To apologizing, to coming behind that and saying, I'm more hurt that my people turned their back on me. Like, nigga, I don't fuck with, you said what you said. Then you said that you a boss. So you empowered the people by saying, I said this, I bucked the system, fuck them. I lost my job. You can't fire me because I'm a boss. So when you come back and then apologize, you double down. When you apologize, of course, the people that support you is like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. I'm kind of like on the fence about that one as well, because I feel that he shouldn't have doubled down, and he shouldn't have said, oh, now my people, my community is coming against me and blah, 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 blah. I'm more hurt by that. He definitely shouldn't have taken that approach, but I do know that you don't know what you don't know, right? Yeah. And although I didn't disagree with what he said originally, I feel that he had stated that he had, the rabbi community had opened their arms up to him and taken him in. And I believe that maybe what took place was that they provided information to him that he wasn't necessarily aware of to begin with. And he kind of felt bad that he took the approach originally the way that well, maybe that too, but I do believe that maybe he got some insight. Maybe he got some insight that he wasn't privy to, and it made him feel like, ooh, I don't disagree with what his original statements were, but I can see how maybe trying to keep the peace and then understanding something further, he was just like, damn, man, like, I shouldn't have said it that way.
I think he said what he meant. I think, me agreeing or disagreeing, like for me personally, I understand that a lot of what he says is rooted in some of the ideas of the Nation of Islam with Elijah Muhammad, with Elijah Muhammad, but also Louis Farrakhan. And because I had family members in the Nation, I know that the Nation is a hate group. I know that the Nation subscribes and promotes
for
concepts
their
own and ideals that is, if there is anything that's like white supremacy, it's the fucking Nation. And everything, if you not a black man, everything else is working against you, right down to the black woman. And the black woman is an object. She's a servant. She has no value other than to be of service to the man. The Jews is the evil people, the original fucking just all this. I know that because I had to hear it as a kid, and I didn't like it when I heard it then. I'm like, this is crazy shit. But in ways I do understand there's a portion of what he said that I definitely do understand. I get that. And the whole savage thing. But it's like, you said what you said. You felt like you was educated enough to say what you said.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't have needed, the same way I was talking about, I go reach out to my gay friends. The same shit where I get mad at these white people who are like, Black Lives Matters is this. Like, you have access to black friends. Black people that you could call up and say, hey, can I talk to you for a second? Help me understand what Black Lives Matter is. For Nick, being the guy that threw on a turban, who has said some controversial things, he should have already, knowing his money is tied to Jews, he should have said, he should have already had that kind of conversation.
Yeah, especially
You know
for
what I
a
mean?
man who's going to college, who's doing criminal law, who's kind of touching on everything that he touches on. He should have definitely had more information if that was the case.
I mean, I just think that he could have had that information. And to me, fine, let's say niggas fuck up because we fuck up. You double down on it. So you had already skipped over the opportunity to have, when they start calling you a anti-Semite, like you should have been like, first of all, I don't know what this shit is about. Let me call my agent. Like, there's no way I'm a fucking anti-Semite. I said this. Somebody tell me, well, I was wrong. But I think you get around a bunch of yes men. Damn, ain't fucking Mariah. Is he still with Mariah Carey?
No, he's not. He's with his third child, Golden's baby moms, I believe. I don't even know what her name is.
That's probably what he really mad at. I think Mariah Carey Jewish. I think he just was really venting.
But even so, like, besides doubling down and then, making himself look bad, I think a better approach that he could have been done is maybe had an open dialogue again on his podcast, bring in some rabbis, bring in some brothers, bring in something that would open that communication where we're all learning from each other and maybe agreeing and disagreeing in some parts, instead of saying, hey, I'm sorry, maybe your community wouldn't have come down on you the way that they did if you would have just let it be spoken about against the people that were originally being spoken about.
Yeah, for sure. I wonder how well that would have went. Oh shit, Mariah Carey is Jewish. Come on, Nick, you just was talking. I was just talking like a motherfucker.
Wait, then, cause she's black and white. I think her dad is black, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they talk about her speaking Hebrew on American Idol. Yeah, come on, that nigga, he was just upset. She must have did something that morning, and he was like, "These Jews,
Lord.
these Jews, shit."
These niggas always got some shit to say.
Yeah, he was going off. Then gonna talk about I owe them motherfuckers money. Bitch, you owe me money.
I'm the boss.
And then his co-host like, "Yup, I feel that.
Lord.
I feel that." Nick,
That
you
is
all right?
hilarious. That is hilarious.
Speaking of alright, we'll leave with this. Tory and Meg Thee Stallion. Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion. It was alleged in the beginning that Tory Lanez had Megan Thee Stallion. I guess they were an item. They was at Kylie Jenner's party, and Meg stepped on some glass, fucked up her foot. That was the initial story. Eventually comes out that it is alleged that Tory Lanez shot Meg Thee Stallion in the foot, possibly.
While she was trying to leave.
The team of Meg Thee Stallion basically, I keep saying alleged, but they're pretty much pointing a finger, and Tory's people ain't said a goddamn thing. So I'm going on that Tory Lanez shot Meg Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
How do we get here? How does quarantine radio turn into a whole shootout?
Oh, man. First off, what I originally thought of when I heard about all of this was, which is really dumb for us to be the first thing I think of, but what in the world was Megan Thee Stallion doing fucking around with Tory Lanez? Because the homie's like 5'3" and she's like a whole 6 foot.
That's what we found out. I had no idea he was a little bitty man.
That was my first thought. I was like, wow, he was definitely climbing that tree. But that's the first thought. Second of all, it almost feels like a lower stage of August and Jada. Not as, well-known celebrities, not on that caliber of Jada, but it's like, damn, Tory Lanez was really mad that she was like, peace, nigga, and only thought the only way to keep her there was to shoot her in the fucking foot. That's crazy to me. But then it's also, I listened to this other podcast where I was just like, damn, this is getting a lot deeper, because what they were saying was, is this another example of how black men think so less so much more less of black women and don't necessarily protect them on the level that they should be protected. So it's a mixture of all things.
On that last part, I'm gonna go with no, niggas is just fucked up. Like, you know, sometimes I think we can get into that bag. And you know what? Part of me probably would say there could be some of that, but I think in this case, Tory's just a fucked up individual. Tory's just a fucked up individual. Like, we know this is we know this to happen. And I think what's interesting, I'm just kind of thinking about some things. When we think about the man who made the biggest reformation in music being Chris Brown. It may be truth to that, actually. Just thinking about it, I'm just kind of putting it together after you said that. Because that Chris Brown Rihanna thing, you got a guy who is used to, okay, here we go. I'm here. Here we go. If you look at what quarantine radio was, quarantine radio was basically Tory Lanez objectifying women.
Yeah.
For our entertainment, which was entertaining for me at least. But women, I'ma send you X amount of dollars, put some milk on it. Quarantine. That shit was fire. That shit was fire as fuck. But you look at what he was doing and what was happening there. This was just women objectifying themselves for Tory Lanez.
Yeah, degrading.
Wow, I don't want. Come on, I enjoyed it. I don't want to feel bad about enjoying it. But
like, my question is, would they do that to white women? Would he have shot a white woman in the foot, or would he having?
Well, I mean, are we just talking about black culture? Because it was white women on quarantine radio. I mean, it was everybody on there.
Just the culture, period. I feel like.
Well, the reason I bring up quarantine radio in this context is you look at him just objectifying women. It may just be a thing that, how dare you? I'm Tory Lanez. I don't know what happened in there, but there was something internal that was struck that made that happen.
Triggered.
Chris Brown, there was something internal there that made that happen. To just, I mean, he beat the dog shit out of Rihanna. Tory Lanez was prepared. You can only assume this. So he was prepared to kill Meg Thee Stallion for whatever the obstruction was in that moment in the Hollywood situation, Kylie Jenner and all these things going on. He was prepared to kill Meg Thee Stallion after spending the spring objectifying women.
Yeah.
This was just another object to him. If I am to psychoanalyze that, based on what you said. Now, initially, if you wouldn't have said that, I probably just looked at it like, this nigga just fucked up. But, when you add these different elements to it, like Chris Brown had to fix himself and it took him a while, but at the same time, Chris ain't really healed. This nigga is extra all the time. So
yeah. Do you feel like he's more extra now?
I think once you go into that bad boy world, that Bobby Brown world, you just kind of like, fuck it, I am who I am. He probably, I'm sure he's better with women.
Yeah.
Clearly, we ain't heard anything else, but I probably would suspect that he talks to women fucked up.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. He has a little daughter now, and your child can change you a lot. But there is a fair, because he probably looks at his kid and goes, all right, you know what, that really was a dark moment. And he probably and likely still has anger issues, talk to people still fucked up. But in the big picture, has cleaned it up. Tory, on the other hand, whole different era now. And he's a little dude, and he's shy.
He already has a complex of, being little or being taken advantage. So maybe his anger Maybe she was like, you little ass nigga. And he was like, pow, pow, motherfucker, pew, pew.
Man, I wish y'all would give it that. Man, you know what? As much as y'all like the women like to spill the tea, I swear between Rihanna, Meg, and Jada, y'all ain't gave us shit. Y'all ain't told us nothing.
What do you mean?
We need that information, man.
I know.
We need
feel
that
like-
info.
And she really hasn't said much. Even when she addressed it, she was just like, oh, I'm, recovering, just for everyone to know I didn't step on some glass. I did receive a gunshot to my foot. Like, can we know who shot you in the foot? Like, that's really what I want to know.
Now, I need to know, what the fuck did you say? What happened before you got shot?
Right.
I don't need to know that you fucked August. He told us. What happened before y'all got fucking?
Yeah, and especially even when you mentioned the breezy thing with Rihanna. Oh, come on. He didn't just choose to headbutt you in the car and start punching you. What did you say prior to that?
Yeah,
that made
what
him
was the
go off
energy?
like that?
That's all I want. That's all we want to know. We're not saying you was in
As a
the
female,
wrong.
I want to know too, just so that I can avoid saying those things so that I don't get headbutted or shot in the foot.
This is a stretch. Is there victim blaming?
Is there what? Say again?
Is that victim blaming?
Not really. I just want the whole story so that I can make a better judgment. I don't want to blame you for the reasoning as to why this happened, because ultimately, regardless of what someone says with words, unless there's an action that is making you be in like self-defense mode, it doesn't call for that to happen. But I still want to know the whole story to be like, damn, that nigga was mad. I know not to say that shit moving forward. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to know the whole story, because I don't want to point 100% of because when two parties are involved, there's things that escalate to different levels depending on what someone else is doing or what not okaying it, but what depending on what someone else is saying or what someone else is doing. So not one person is 100% wrong or 100% right. At the end of the day, she should not have been shot. Rihanna should not have been headbutted. None of that, nothing that like that should happen ultimately. But there's still a larger picture that we need to look at, and I want to know what that larger picture is.
That's all. That's all we be asking. I just want to know. I want to know because I'm nosy too, because that shit's fucked up. Like I don't get that. I don't understand a man hitting the one. If your life ain't in danger, I don't understand a man assaulting a woman. No, I won't say life in danger. If you don't feel reasonably fucked up, because via Instagram, I done seen my fair share of niggas get clocked and clobbered by women, and they just sitting up like, I can't do nothing. She a woman. Like, man, get that bitch up off of you. Get her up off of you, man. Don't go out like this. I would rather take the L for protecting my life.
Yeah.
Because y'all, women kick. Y'all kick. Niggas don't really kick. Y'all kick. And as soon as I hit the ground here, I see your Air Force One coming towards my chin. Teeth gone.
And
you walk away like you can't smile at no bitch now. Like, no. No.
It is a natural reaction to kick, but and you add to the fact that the strongest part on a woman's body usually is their legs. Them kicks usually be pretty hard.
Hell yeah. I done seen this nigga hold back his head, touch his shoulder blades. I'm like, damn, man. What the fuck going on? Like, y'all just let this. I watched a woman earlier beat up the lady at Bath and Body Works. She had no remorse. These women do MMA now.
See, and then that's another thing to your point of what you were saying, like, is that victim blaming. I feel like you also can't play victim. So like for Megan to only say, oh, I'm recovering, like she's making herself the victim. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I'm recovering. I'm doing from this. I received that. Okay, shorty, but do you listen to your own lyrics that you write down? Because you sound like a whole savage. So with that being said, show us where the savagery was prior to you getting shot on that foot.
Now, All right, so I'm just gonna be responsible enough to say there probably won't be a lot to justify her being shot. But
No, there won't be.
Could there be a level? Okay, here we go. What could a dude say to you in a moment? You just leaving college. You just leaving a $1 million mansion party.
Mm-hmm.
You in the back of a blacked out, I don't know, expedition SUV. You know what I mean? You presidential right now. You got a 5-star top tier. You ain't even going to like a hotel. You got a Airbnb for rich people.
Right.
What could a nigga say to you that make you say, I gotta shoot this nigga?
What could he say? Some whack shit. Like if he was to be like some shit like, you ain't the shit you think you are anyways. That's why I'm fucking your cousin. Oh.
Okay, hold on. Cousin, could it, let's say, what if is cousin far enough away? I don't think cousin is good enough to shoot a nigga.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Like maybe
I'll shoot
mom.
a nigga. Not just joking.
Yeah, I understand. The level is high. Jada fucked her son's friend. So
yo,
I'm fucking your mother is enough to make me shoot a nigga in the fucking. Oh,
I'm
really?
saying.
Oh, really? Okay. I got you. Because, I don't know. I don't know how savage. But there was a thing about her beating up a dude. So, I mean, you know, Tory is little.
But then you got to take into consideration too, like, there's a lot of factors. Like, they just came from a party. Liquor was probably involved. Emotions were heightened. It could have been the stupidest shit that if you would have said completely sober on a regular day, I would have been like, nigga, please. Like, you know what I'm saying? But all of those emotions heightened, involve some sort of liquor, some sort of something that, you know, may sway your better judgment.
I just don't know. This is your assuming. This your lady. This your lady. Like, I don't know how much my lady could say in the expedition while I got a driver that I don't give no fucks who just saw me shoot this woman.
Nah, there's not any excuse at the end of the day. But I'm saying something that may be true. What if every girl he's ever, now again, this is all assumptions that we're doing. What if every girl he's ever fucked around with has fucked one of his family members? And she knew that because he opened up to her. So in order for her to hit below the belt, she was like, boom, said that she fucked his cousin. Now this nigga's like, oh, this bitch did not just use my past against me and throw this in my face. Now she's also telling me something that triggers me. Pow, pow, motherfucker.
Do you, okay, yeah, I mean, if he's triggered, I mean, at the end of the day, but do you, is it shocking to you that, like, celebrity niggas be lame? like I look at someone like Safari. Safari is so lame to me. It's like, man, it's niggas in the whole industry right now who just lame. Just a lame nigga with money.
So is it shocking? The question was, is it shocking for me?
Yeah, like the fact that, like, you may not have the money, but you have a much better fucking life than, you know, I don't know, Erica Mena or some shit. I don't know, like somebody who is like a full-on celebrity, but they always got some fuck shit going on.
No, I think that's the world we live in. Not much shocks me anymore. I feel like, I don't know, bro.
When I say fuck shit, I mean like two rich ass people are together and one of them shot one over some whack shit. Like, nigga, that's what you shoot her over?
Yeah.
Like, nigga, you whack. You weak as fuck. Like, that shit hella weak.
Yeah, I would think it's whack even if they weren't celebrities. I feel like
that's what I'm saying. Like, you not a celebrity.
Yeah.
And here is two celebrities that has access to the shit that they want. You know what I'm saying? They
to fuck all that up.
They could do anything they want to do, and they sitting up here like, nigga, that bitch.
Yeah, it's super whack.
Shoot this bitch.
It's super whack, but I think that the way that I look at it, it's like, yeah, it's super whack, and like, what the fuck are y'all doing? But they're still human. Fuck their celebrity. Fuck whether they're even at the caliber that they may think that they are or not, for that matter. I feel that, you know, humanity, they're being human supersedes all of that. So they're going to react in whatever way they deem necessary.
And to bring this back around, that's exactly why I don't be believing some of that conspiracy, because as soon as I walk into a room and I see a human laying on a fucking table with an apple up his ass and everybody talking about fucking some little kids, we getting the fuck up out of there.
Facts. But you got to think about it this way. Now, this is another thing. Like, to that point is, yeah, that human shit should kick in, right? But once you get a taste of that fame and you keep, because that's a drug in itself, and you're like, yo, I like this fame shit, and this is what you're telling me I gotta sacrifice in order to get even more fame, even bigger. Nigga, where do I sign up? Some people are weak-minded. Regular folk are weak-minded. So yeah, it's like,
damn, that whole list, list though, somebody on that list gotta go, nah, man, we gotta get the fuck up out of here.
I'm pretty sure there's people on that list that don't belong on that list, but I can't say who they are because this shit is crazy.
If they went, that's all I be wanting to see. I want to see the motherfucker that went.
And there's definitely pictures. No. And there's definitely pictures of a lot of those people on that list in that party with that lady, that weird host lady that hosts all of them.
Yeah, no, there's no denying like these people went to the Epstein parties. Like, there's like we know that they went, but there's also and not to beat the dead horse on it, but like there's also the thing of like this nigga had bread. Like I'm showing up to the nigga house that got bread. Now, if I go there and I find out, and people said it, they're like, yeah, Jeffrey's on some weird shit. We had to get up out of there. Like it's some that did say this. Like, nah, it was hell, I think Bill Gates was one of them motherfuckers that was like, yep, he's different. We don't and they turned down, it was a major scientist. They saw some wild shit, some paintings. They saw some paintings of some underage shit, and they was like, man, we don't want this nigga money. Fuck that.
Oop, gotta go.
That's what he on. Hell yeah. Like I'm telling you, I'm all this Illuminati shit, the day that I get that call, somebody gonna know.
Yeah. I'm leaving the party and calling all my friends. Listen, this is what happened. This is what I know. If something happens to me, you'll tell the world.
And that's why I think Jazine Maxwell is gonna be fine. Cause she was like, oh, not only was I at the party, I hosted the party. I sent the invitations. I know who came, and I know who got the skeleton key to go to the back.
Oof!
So
can't wait for that door to be open.
Hell, well, I mean, I can't wait for that information. I don't want to know what's behind there. And you know his video. That's the scary part. That's the scary part.
I don't know if I'm gonna have the stomach to watch it. Honestly, I want to.
This is gonna be somebody to watch it. I ain't watching that shit.
Mm-mm.
Fuck that. Like, So, how you holding up in the quarantine?
I'm surviving. You know, things. I always have the mentality that things could be worse. There's moments where I go a little, cabin feverish, stir crazy, and I'm just like, I just want to be able to just go out to a bar again or go meet up with my friends in a public setting and have fun the way that we used to in impromptu scenarios. And then there's other moments where I'm truly enjoying it because I'm unraveling layers of myself that I didn't even know existed. I'm finding ways to kind of spend time and be like, oh, I think I may be into this, or let me tap into this a little bit more because all I have is time. So it's bittersweet. There's definitely, pros and cons to it.
When are y'all starting school out there? How down in Tampa?
Yeah, so originally the startup date for school was August 10th, and parents were given the option of either virtually schooling their kids or sending them back to school. Now, if they were to send them back to school, they were going to be very strict and making sure that the students followed all CDC guidelines, et cetera, et cetera. At this point, the news that I heard yesterday was that the school start date has been pushed back to August 24th, and that they will communicate further details when the date approaches. I don't know what I'm going to do. I have a 15-year-old, and I don't know if I want to send him back into class or if I want him to do virtual schooling. I do know that there would be a better strict format if he was to be in class, just because, let's be honest, as a teenager, how much discipline do you really have to log online and do everything that this paper or structure tells you to do? It's easier when there's an actual authority figure in front of you. But I also don't want my son to be a test dummy. I don't want him to be the group of kids that go back into this public setting and then something happens and now my kid is a part of the first group that they're going to do testing on, or because that is something I heard, oh, if someone comes back with a positive test once this school opening happens, that they are expected to quarantine these kids for 14 days, and that they will be the first wave of the vaccination, and that the kid will not be able to go back into the household unless the whole family is vaccinated as well. And absolutely fucking not. Absolutely fucking not. I will take it. I will figure something out when it comes to my job and take the risk of my son not doing as well educationally or with the curriculum being virtually schooled rather than being in class. You can test that on some other body. Let me see what happens to them first before I subject my child to that.
That's my absolute problem with this whole shit. And I don't know if I talked about it on here before, but the idea that all we had to do was stay home for, at least here, I think nationally they was talking 2 to 3 weeks. If we stayed home 2 to 3 weeks, we would already been back.
Right.
Or near back. And so because it was so much resistance, martial law, this and that, masks, vaccines, just all this shit, because we play kind of a fear-based thinking early, be it not even fear against like this thing is just a fear against control, that now we're in a place where we're saying sport events, nah. Clubs and bars, nah. Restaurants, barely. Mm-hmm. Walmart, still. Kids, just go back to school.
Right. It's not that big of a deal. Like,
we're saying to kids that we're willing to risk, willing to sacrifice children. The same motherfuckers talk about pedophilia,
correct,
and all this type of shit, are also saying, what if the kids die, they die. So my thing is, the kid, I'm gonna be frank. I'm gonna be more direct in what I'm saying. The reason why kids gotta go to school is because parents gotta go to work.
Right.
Reason why parents gotta go to work is because these motherfuckers need the economy to be working for election time.
Right.
If the kids can't go to school, the parents got to stay home, and the parents don't go to work, the corporations can't make money, and the president's kind of fucked in that situation.
Right.
Which every other country has said, hey, fuck the economy. We'll figure out the economy. Let's keep our people alive. That's what other countries did. What America said is like, we need y'all to go to work. We need you to go to work.
Of course they did. Of course they did.
And so now we're in a position where we could have, this started in February, we could have been done by the June-ish if we did our part. Now we creeping right into August. I'm not talking about Jada. We're going into August. And now we're saying, what do we do with our kids? Okay, we'll push it back. We'll give it time. These pushbacks mean zero if we do not do the shit that helps this thing go away. And at
Absolutely.
this point, it ain't the fucking mask. We just gonna have to say, we gotta stay home, man. We gotta sit down for fucking 2-3 weeks. Come on with that check. Come on with another round of them checks.
Yo,
we'll sit down for 2-3 weeks. Because now we've seen it. If they said it now that we've seen going through this for 5 months, I think people will be more willing to say, fuck it, I'll stay home. Ain't shit. Yeah. I ain't did shit anyway, so let's just do this, knock this shit out so we can have a Christmas.
Yeah. And the thing that I can say I'm truly grateful and blessed with is that the company that I work for, we're able to remotely work from home. It has been no problem for us within the last 5 months to continue, whether inventory is low or not, to continue working and running the business. So I'm definitely grateful on that. And we also have a start date to come back into the office. But let's be very clear. If that start date interferes with me having my child at home going to school, yeah, I will definitely be speaking about that. And either you're going to work with me or you going to have to find someone else, homie, because my child comes first.
Yeah, that's, like we're really watching greed over health, economics over people, because every company knows. It's not like fuck what the politics say. The company know this shit is fucked up. That's why the social distance, all this type of shit is because at some point when this is over and you get Jane and Bill who has caught COVID, and that shit isn't covered, and they get that fucking who knows how many $1,000 bill, them fucking lawsuits gonna come quick as fuck because y'all knew shit was fucked up and you told me to come into this building.
100%. Which is another reason why I stress that if companies are able to remotely work, like have their people work from home,
as they've shown.
As it's shown, I don't see the problem of indefinitely making it a thing, because ultimately it's less liability, it's less overhead for these corporations anyways to have their people from home.
There's less. What we just found out during COVID-19 is that all them times that y'all complained about these niggas need to pay me more, and they go, yeah, well, we had to work on the infrastructure. Or 1 month you came in and we had all brand new desk chairs. Like, oh no, y'all had the money. Y'all could have operated perfectly fine.
It was just going somewhere else.
But y'all was like, well, we'd rather you be in this building.
Right. That's less cost for a building that you have to pay mortgage on. You don't have to have like the workman's comp insurance that you have for each individual that works for you. You don't have to worry about any of that. That's pocket money. So not only are you able to maybe offer better raises to your employees, but it's more pocket money for you as a whole, as a profit at the end of the year. So why you're not seeing this as a indefinite thing is beyond me.
Coming around me talking about, well, we can give you 3%. Nigga, if you don't eat a dick,
3%, you better double that shit.
And so now, but we gon' like we have legitimately seen that you can do this. And not only could you did it, you figure out how to do it quick. You figured out Zoom meetings, you figured out email efficiently. You probably really figured out you got too many supervisors in this bitch. I'm
not gonna talk about that because I would fall under that line.
Hey, well, it was too many of you motherfuckers. You better find your way. This motherfucker been disseminating information.
Listen, I'm the tenured one. I'm the tenured one. I'm good. You better talk to the mother folk.
Well, we're talking about. Where my phone with my VPN? What's my VPN number? All right. But all this shit, we figured out y'all know how to do it. So now you either do that or you got a lot of money that you can give us.
And willing to.
So, yeah. And Black Lives Matter. So now you got to figure out the colored people.
Yeah.
People color let the people of color start acting up. That was my whole thing about Black Lives Matter. Is let the people of color start acting like Now we finna get our piece in this bitch too.
Yeah.
Oh man. I opened the book. I want to know how much she getting paid now.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. Some corporations are being smart about it, because I know my company specifically. They literally every time something happened in the media, whether it was Black Lives Matter related or COVID related or whatever the case may be, they were sending out emails the next day. We want to stress the importance of how this community means to us. And I was like, oh, I see y'all. I see what y'all doing.
Yeah. They gotta. They want to make sure you want to come to work, which I mean
Right.
is cool, but also make sure that when you say my safety and my health is important, like if
Show
you
that.
say, hey, I got to be at home. I done worked at home this whole time, so I don't understand the objection from me saying I got to take care of my son, and I'm just gonna have to be at home.
Right.
If you objecting to that, then what the fuck? What have we been doing for the last?
Exactly. Which is why I'm hoping that if that was to come into place and I was to mention that they wouldn't necessarily, hold it against me, because clearly it's been functioning properly to this point. But we'll see. We'll cross that bridge once we get there.
Okay. We gonna wrap this up, but I just saw this shit and maybe this is some okay. I was about to say. Okay. It said Will Smith diss song, diss record, this detanglement, but it's
what?
fake.
It's fake? Oh, I got so excited.
I was like, oh shit, maybe this is realer than I thought. The shit's getting
Dang
thick.
it.
Big
Oh,
Willie
man.
style.
Okay.
But
Get jiggy with it.
Thanks for coming out and doing this episode.
Thank you for having me once again. Always a fun time.
Yeah, we keep ending up on conspiracy somehow.
That's who we are.
So Libra gang.
Libra shit.
So yeah, so this week we did another long episode because who knows what I do next week. If I do next week, I'm in the middle of production of my new short film called Good Night. Good Night. One thing I'm doing with shooting Good Night is if you go to Arrow Films, AROWE Films on Facebook, every time I have a shoot date, I go live and let you see the whole process of shooting it. Doing something that most filmmakers do not want to do is pretty much show you the film, tell you basically it's a full spoiler if you watch it and you can put the shit together. But doing this way is giving you something that you haven't really seen before. So if you're interested in seeing behind the scenes of how movies get made, at least on an independent, small budget short film version, go check that out. It's Good Night, starring a first time actress, Marissa Williams. It is, how do you say? It's about sleep paralysis. Since I'm giving you the behind the scenes, it's about sleep paralysis. Actually, the last time Zio was on the show, we talked about this issue I was having in my place with possibly a spirit or a ghost or a demon of some sort. If you also listen to that episode, when we talked about it, somehow the audio got fucked up. And I was 100% convinced that some weird shit was happening here. In ways, this short film is about that. And to pull the curtain a little more back, it's also like a Nightmare on Elm Street in a way. The way that we perceive things happening in our sleep that may or may not be happening. So it's called Good Night. I hope to have it out soon. I don't know when, because I've never had to shoot more than 3 days like this. So we got another shoot date coming real soon. I have another short film I'll be shooting soon after, if not in a couple weeks, provided COVID doesn't decide for me. That's called Laundry Day. And then eventually in the end of the year, we'll be making another piece that's a home invasion film. So trying to stay active. I want to give you 4. I want to give you 4 for 2020, a 4 for 4. We'll see if I can pull it off. But if you haven't seen Stay Home, the coronavirus isolation film, you can watch it right now on stayhomeshortfilm.com. Go to arrowfilms.com to check out whatever I got going on and working with. And that's it. Till next time, tell your mom I said hi.
Bye-bye.
So, in light of you being kind of famous,
Why the hell I'm kind of famous? Who the hell she know?